Hello friends. So many of you asked how did I be able to stand on my head and move my legs like that? So first of all, I'll break it down and then I will split the videos up in practices that you can do to establish this core strength and balance. So just to stand in headstand, it's not so much about strength, but finding the correct alignment, and then it is actually quite easy. So first step is finding the correct alignment in the headstand. Second is building up the strength, the core strength, so that you can come up into the correct alignment. And third is, how do I move the legs like that? That is hip fluidity. So there will be three videos, this being the first one. And first I will show you, like, if you didn't see the first video. So basically, let's see. I was standing in headstand. I was in headstand and I was moving my legs like that. All right? So that was what was happening in the first video that you wanted to know. How can I do that? So the first step is, obviously you want to get into the headstand. So, and then you need the correct alignment. So your hips, they want to be exactly stacked over the tripod, the triangle that you are creating with your hands. So the first step is to measure the distance between your shoulders so that your elbows come in the exact space, the exact width as your shoulders are. And when your elbows are in this correct distance, then you place them on the ground. And when you place them on the ground, you do not move them from the ground. So it's like you're gluing your elbows to the ground, like boom, stuck there, don't move them. All right? And when you have glued them to the ground, you will release the hands from your arms and clasp them together. So you have the distance and you have glued your elbows to the ground. Imagine the ground is here and you have glued them. And then you release the hands and clasp them together. I like to have my thumbs like that. You can have them like that. But some say it's like so important for your spine health, you must have them like that. But I didn't always have them like that, but probably follow the advice if you like. So I like to have my thumbs like that. And when you have this correct alignment, if you start to move like that, then you go back, you measure the distance again, boom, all right? So if you ever start to flip around and move, you're out of alignment. So then again, you measure the distance between. This is like the fundamental thing. Like if you can just do this small and simple and boring step, you'll be able to balance effortlessly in headstand. So measuring the distance, glue the elbows to the ground, rotate, clasp together. All right, and this will look like that. So measure the distance, glue your elbows to the floor, rotate around your hands, and now you want to place the top of your head on the ground where you would balance a book. So the top of the head is down. Now lift your hips up. And when you have lifted your hips up, you start to walk your feet closer and closer to your head. And when they're so close, so you feel, I'm going to fall over and roll around, then you're starting to find the correct alignment. Basically, your hips want to be directly stacked over your shoulders. And when you feel like you're going to start to fall over, you can take one leg up and then two legs up. And then there's no rush. It's so important that you just stay here. You stay here and then you breathe. All right? Because here You get comfortable in being upside down. You're still getting a lot of benefits. And you're finding that correct alignment where your hips should be in proportion to your shoulders. And when you are able to stay here and breathe for a while, you want to move your knees towards the sky. So the knees should be pointing straight up to the sky. And the knees should not be here, and then you start to straighten your legs. No. Before you straighten your legs, you want to move your knees towards the sky. And when your knees are stacked over your hips towards the sky, then you can straighten your legs. And then when you straighten your legs, they're automatically going to end up in the correct position, in the right alignment. And when you are in this alignment, of course, you can feel it in your shoulders, you can feel it in your torso or whatever. But basically, it's mostly about this alignment, and you can stay here for quite some time without getting tired. But if you are out of alignment, let's say here, oh my God, it's so hard to hold it here. I just want to go down and rest, right? So that is the importance of having the right alignment. Because if you are here, oh my God, it's so hard in your shoulder, it's so hard in your core muscles. But if you are in a straight line, if you follow these simple steps to get up in the headstand, it's easy to hold it, and you don't have to be so like an athlete. All right, so even though I didn't do any yoga, like physical asanas, postures, during my pregnancy, and before that I was just feeling sick and I didn't have any energy to move at all, but because I knew the right alignment, I could get up into headstand any moment after giving birth when I started to get more energy. And it was not because I had any muscles to hold myself up, it was just because of that correct alignment. So thank you so much, and I wish you good luck with finding that perfect alignment so it's easy to hold your headstand. And in the next video, we're going to go over a strengthening exercise so that you build up the strength so you are able to actually get up into the headstand. And then finally, the third video will be how to move your hips. So we're going to practice moving the hips a little bit, standing with the head up before we turn it around and do it upside down. All right, lots of love.